This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. A burst of sound hits your ears, and within a heartbeat, you know it's sad, or joyful, or dangerous, before a single word is sung. Neuroscientists can see your brain's emotion circuits lighting up. But here's the twist. You and a stranger across the world may hear that moment differently. That split second, this feels sad, this feels epic reaction isn't random. It's your brain reading a set of acoustic signals as if they were emotional gestures. A sudden jump in volume can feel like someone raising their voice. A slow descending melody can resemble a sigh. Composers lean on these cues the way a chef layers salt, acid, and heat. Each ingredient is simple, but the right combination can hit surprisingly deep. Yet those combinations don't mean the same thing everywhere. A scale that sounds tragic in a Hollywood soundtrack might sound devotional in a South Indian raga, or nostalgic in a Chinese folk tune. Your playlists are full of these emotional accents you've learned without noticing. In this episode, we'll pull apart that toolkit: tempo, rhythm, melody, harmony, timbre, dynamics, and ask which parts of your emotional response are wired in and which are learned from the music culture around you. Think about how differently you react when a lullaby, a club track, and a horror soundtrack hit your speakers. Same ears, same brain, completely different emotional reads. What's changing isn't just notes, but how they're organized over time. A kick locking to your walking pace, a swelling chord right when you expect silence, a vocal line stretching a single word until it almost breaks. These patterns tug at systems that also track motion, prediction, and even basic survival. Culture then labels those bodily responses, teaching you that this shiver means triumph here, heartbreak there. Zoom in on just one ingredient: tempo. When a track sits near your resting heart rate, your body tends to fall into step with it, literally. Walkers unconsciously sync their stride to songs around 60 to 80 BPM, and that physical lock makes the groove feel natural. Push the tempo far above that and your system flips into alert mode. Great for workout playlists, perfect for chase scenes, less ideal for lullabies. Film composers exploit this by nudging tempo just under or over that comfort zone to smear the line between ease and tension. Rhythm adds another emotional layer. Highly regular, grid-like beats can feel stable or mechanical depending on context. Add syncopation, accents between the expected pulses, and you introduce a kind of playful friction. In Afro-diasporic dance musics, that offbeat tug is a source of joy. In a suspense cue, a similar mismatch between pattern and expectation can feel like a threat, as if the ground might shift under you. Melody rides on top of this timing scaffold. Wide interval leaps can signal exuberance or drama. Stepwise motion tends to read as more introspective. Repetition matters too. The more a motif circles back, the more your brain predicts it, and prediction is deeply tied to reward. That's why hooks you can hum after one listen feel so satisfying. Your auditory system gets to be right over and over, and dopamine trickles in each time the guess lands. Harmony then colors those lines. Stack notes into densely packed chords and you raise perceived tension. Space them out, and the sound often relaxes. But whether a given chord feels home, yearning, or wrong depends heavily on the harmonic rules you've absorbed from your musical environment. Western pop leans hard on the pull from dominant to tonic. Other traditions create longing with entirely different gravitational centers. Finally, timbre and dynamics shape the emotional contour moment to moment. A breathy vocal, a distorted guitar, a muted trumpet, each carries social and historical associations your brain has quietly stockpiled. Dynamic swells can turn a simple chord into a confession, a threat, or a victory lap, depending on how sharply they rise and how long they hold you at the peak. You can test the same idea in your own games by noticing when a single, multi-purpose move both blunts a threat and prepares something unpleasant for your opponent. For example, a move like RE1 might guard a back rank square, step out of a future fork, and line up against an enemy queen, all at once. Good defense is like careful portfolio rebalancing in finance. You're not trying to win the market on every move. You're steadily reducing risk in your weakest assets while positioning cash to strike when a genuine opportunity appears. The goal isn't just to survive this attack, it's to emerge with healthier, more flexible pieces than your opponent. Engines are already showing that many hopeless setups hide study-like saves, and future tools may let you spar against a near-perfect shield the way hitters train with pitching machines. You might load a position and toggle a no-blunders slider, watching how silicon calmly absorbs pressure. That kind of training could change human style. Fewer speculative pawn storms, more patient probing, endgames that feel like solving layered puzzles instead of racing to flag before your position collapses. Defense grows fastest when you revisit your own collapses. Scroll through past losses and freeze the position right before things fell apart. That's your real lesson. Note which pawn moves weakened you, which trades helped the attack. Over time, these slow-motion replays become pattern recognition, like learning where bread burns in your own oven. Before next week, ask yourself, 1. Looking at 3 of my recent games, where did I move a defender away from a key piece, like my king's knight or a rook guarding an open file, just to chase an attack, and what safer defensive move was actually available? 2. In my next practice game, when my opponent attacks one of my pieces, can I pause and ask, if I defend or add another protector instead of counterattacking, how does that change the position 5 moves from now? 3. Which piece in my typical setups, maybe my queen's bishop or my f-pawn, tends to become a weakness, and how can I deliberately adjust my opening moves this week to keep that specific piece better defended? This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. This series continues with more chapters on OwlUp.co. Visit OwlUp.co to access the complete course and continue your learning journey. See you there!